Hey guys, it's Archon, and I just wanted to make a quick video telling you guys about patch 1.0.4. So right now it's Monday, August 20th, and Blizzard just announced in this blue post that they're going to be releasing the patch tomorrow, Tuesday, August 21st, which is really cool because we weren't sure if they were going to do it tomorrow or on the 28th, and I know a lot of you guys were excited about it like me. And so they just released that as well as the patch notes, and so I just wanted to go over what's in the patch notes in case you guys don't feel like reading them or just wanted a little bit of clarification on some stuff. So, you guys might have heard already that they're adding this Paragon system, probably the most exciting thing they're adding in 1.0.4. If you haven't heard about it, in a nutshell, Paragon is going to be a system that is implemented once you hit level 60. And you'll start leveling Paragon levels the same way you leveled 1 through 60, and each time you level, you'll get a little bit more core stats, just like leveling 1 to 60, and you'll get 3% magic find and 3% gold find. And it'll go up to level 100. So you could actually get 300% magic find and gold find and a bunch of stats, but it's going to take a long time. They said it's going to take about as long as it took to get to level 99 in Diablo 2. They've also said the first level of Paragon should take about as long as it takes to get from 59 to 60. But it might be bad news with people that have Magic Find gear right now, because they're also adding in a Magic Find cap at 300%. You can't have any more than 300%, that's before Nephilim Valor stack, which means once you hit level 100 of Paragon, your Magic Find won't be doing anything. But it's going to take a long time to get there, so you have a while to replace your Magic Find gear, and they say that they want to get rid of Magic Find completely eventually. So they talk a little bit about Paragon in the patch notes here, but Blizzard also made a post about the Paragon system specifically. So I'll leave links to both of those pages in the description. Also in the patch, there's a bunch of stuff here. Nephilim Valor is going to be giving you a bonus to the experience that you get in Paragon levels. Not sure yet if rubies will also give you a bonus experience to Paragon, but it looks like it. And if you've seen the prices of rubies and ruby plans on the auction house recently, they've been skyrocketing. They've about doubled even more for the plans. Also, Magic Find will not be averaged. You'll be able to keep your own Magic Find in multiplayer games. Pets will have better life regen, and Witch Doctor pets shouldn't die nearly as much. They should have better survivability. Let's see, going down, the auction house is getting a huge revamp. So the auction house, they're making it so that you can search for 6 stats instead of 3, which a lot of us have been waiting for. You can cancel auctions at any point, unless there's an active bid on it. You can put in 5 digits in the minimum value. So for like those really big values like life after kill or life on health globes, you don't have to be limited to the 3 digits they had before. Stats that come from sockets won't be included in the search. So if you're searching for like life on hit and crit hit damage on a weapon, you're not just going to find a weapon with one of those and the other one socketed. You can actually search for what you want on the weapon, which is awesome. They need to do that for a while. All columns will be sortable on the auction house, so you could sort by time left if you want to, and then look at the bids that are about to expire, which is really nice. Gold stacks right now are 100,000. They're going to go up to 1,000,000, but the minimum value is staying 25 cents. So you're going to be able to price your gold at as low as 25 cents per million. So hopefully that'll make gold prices go down. Unless you sell a lot of gold and they roll them out on the auction house, then maybe it's a bad thing. But I think that's an overall a good thing for the economy. And you can also see items in the completed tab. So once you've bought or sold items, you can see what they were in the completed tab, which is nice. Something I was hoping they'd do. A few more changes just under battle.net. Now I'm not going over all the changes you probably noticed. I'm just going over the ones that looked more important to me. And if you guys want to see all of them, you can follow the link in the description. In the battle.net section, reporting someone for spam will remove their friend request. So when you get like those gold bot spam requests, you can just report for spam and it goes away. You don't have to also decline their friend request, which I've been waiting for. Bosses, the big one is Gome. They're making Gome a bit easier. He's not going to do nearly as many gas clouds. And they're also not going to hurt your followers and pets nearly as much. But they're doing that with a lot of skills. They noticed followers and pets are dying all the time, so they're going to survive a lot better come 1.0.4. Items might be the biggest thing going on in 1.0.4, making a ton of changes to items. I should note it's only going to be items that drop after 1.0.4 come out, so it's not going to affect your current items, unfortunately. Weapons, item level 60 to 62 are all having a big damage increase. They won't be able to roll quite as high as item level 63s, but they'll be a lot closer, so they're not just going to be trash weapons. Two-handers are getting a huge buff. They're getting their weapon damage increased. All of the core stat values on two-handers are going to be 70%. There's some new affixes they can get. Let's see, life on hit, critical damage, life on kill, and life steal are all getting a 200% increase. So they're going to be 200% what they used to be. So now you'll be able to get, as we've about 2,000 life on hit, or about 200% critical hit damage on two-handers. So hopefully this will make it so two-handers are viable again. Looks like it's going to. Offhands will be able to roll higher primary stats. They'll be able to roll the same primary stats as the rest of the armor. Drop rates on quivers are reduced. I guess there's too many quivers in the game. Max Spirit and Max Fury cannot be on ranged weapons anymore. I thought this was cool. Shields of item levels 59 and up will have the same max block amount as item level 61s. So it's just max block. I imagine minimum block will still be lower on the lower item level shields. Repair costs going down by 25% on item levels 53 through 63, so a little bit less repair costs. Legendaries. Making some really big changes to Legendaries, as you've probably heard. They're going to be a lot better. I think they've given pretty much all the Legendaries, except for a few custom procs and set bonuses. So some really awesome procs. Some of them will give you some of the monster affixes, like Molten or Fire Chains, or you can get the Gome attack. There's a big list of them that you can check out. I'll put a link to that as well. Legendary items will have much better damage. They're guaranteed to have at least one damage increasing affix, and they'll also have better base damage from what I understand. They're making it so some legendaries will be item level 63 before they max out at 62. And they're making it so all of the old sets that were 61 are now going to be 63 sets. And they're going to have the stats of 63 items. So all sets are going to be a lot better. They're going to be equivalent to the high-end yellows, plus they'll have, their custom affixes and set bonuses. Now, some of the new set bonuses they're adding aren't as good as the old set bonuses. There's only a couple examples. I think Natalia's, Talrash's are the two I know of. So those old sets could become really valuable. But because they're not replacing the old ones, they're just making new versions of the current ones. And I think they're adding a few sets as well. Class set items, so like Zunamasa is a witch doctor class set, will always have their class's core stat. So from now on, Zunamasa, for example, will always have intelligence. I believe Natalia's is considered a demon hunter set, so it'll always have dexterity. Again, this is only on new legendaries. Monsters, they're making some big changes to monsters. Overall, it just looks like they're making Inferno a bit easier. The XP you get from monsters of 61 through 63 is being increased. White monsters are going to have 4 times the drop rate they used to. It's not saying a lot because white monsters rarely drop anything. They're also called normal monsters. But they're also going to have their health increased by about 10%. And the health increase from extra players in the game, it used to scale. It used to be 75% on normal and then all the way up to 105 extra health on monsters per player in Inferno. Now it's going to be 75 extra health on monsters per player on all difficulties. So when you're in groups of 4 in Inferno, you're going to notice a really significant drop in monster health, which will be nice. I think it's about 20% overall in a 4-man group. They're also increasing the health of elites, but not by much. For example, on Acts 3 and 4 Inferno, it's only going to be 2.5%. It's a little bit more on the lower acts. And the overall damage of all monsters in Inferno is going to be reduced. But especially in Act 3 and 4, it's going to be reduced by 15%. They're making Inferno way easier. It keeps going. It keeps going. Inferno is going to be such a joke after this patch. They nerfed a lot of unit types, a lot of just the annoying unit types that ran away or had annoying mechanics. They're just getting rid of or making the mechanics less annoying. There's a big list of them, so I won't go over all of them. They're making it so certain types of monsters can't spawn with certain affixes or certain groups of affixes that were annoying for players. They're getting rid of everything annoying is what it looks like. They don't want you to be annoyed by these monsters. Champions and rares can no longer enrage or regenerate health. I mean, they'll still have their normal health regen, but their health won't come back if you're gone too long, and they never enrage. So those hard monster packs aren't going to be nearly as hard. No more invulnerable minion. They're completely getting rid of that. Followers, and I think pets too, but followers will take 10% of the damage from most of the affixes, so they're not going to die by getting stuck in Arcane Enchant anymore. Shielding's getting a big nerf. Only one monster can be shielded at a time, and when it's down to one monster, they can't shield at all. Arcane Enchant is doing 30% less damage, and they're going to be more spread out, so there won't be a bunch of Arcane Enchants stacked on top of each other. And Fire Chains is getting a damage reduction as well. I'm not sure, 20% it looks like. The UI, let's see, lots of bug fixes here. If you guys want to read through this, I suggest you do, and I'll leave a link again. But UI, you can no longer drag and drop skills. I like that, because I do that sometimes, and you lose Nephilim, but it's no longer going to let you drag and drop skills unless your skill window is open, which is really nice. And then they also put some class changes on here, and I don't want to go through all of the classes and all their changes, of course. So I'm just going to go over a few of the big ones on the wizard, since I play wizard, and I know a good percentage of the viewers are wizards as well. But some good things on here. Witch doctors are getting more mana regen. Some people say that Vision Quest is getting nerfed on witch doctors. But the wizards specifically, they're buffing a lot of skills, and then of course they're reducing that proc coefficient on Energy Twister, which could be looked at as a nerf to the critical mass build. I think it's going to be a pretty significant nerf, but by no means do I think it'll kill the critical mass build. So, like I said, let's see. Hydra is getting huge. All the Hydras except for Venom Hydra are getting doubled or more in damage. So they're going to be all Hydras should be viable now. Venom should still be the best one if they're standing still, but all Hydras should be good to go. Frost Hydra is getting double the radius that it used to have. Oh, more than that. Let's see. Change from 15 yards with a 60 degree to 35 yards to a 30 degree. Okay, so smaller spread but larger range on Frost Hydra. Nope, sorry about that. Let's see, they're also buffing Arcane Torrent. They're buffing 2 of the Archon runes. They're buffing 3 of the Diamond Skin runes. They're buffing Electrocute, Time Bomb, the Explosive Blast rune, Ice Armor, and 2 of its runes are getting buffed. 2 of the Shock Pulse runes, Meteor, 2 Spectral Blade runes, and the Calamity rune on Teleport is getting a huge buff. It's going to do over triple the damage, which might make it actually viable. And then Cold-Blooded's tooltip is getting fixed. So I thought it was the skill that was working wrong, well as a lot of other people, but the skill's working as intended. It should be all damage is increased, which is how it's working now, but the tooltip will reflect that in patch 1.0.4. So those are the things that I noticed in the patch notes that seem kind of exciting. I just wanted to share them with you guys in case you hadn't gotten a chance to read it yet and you didn't want to have to read through all of it. If you do want to see all the patch notes though, of course follow that link in the description. If you want to hear more about the Paragon system or about the auction house changes, then Battle.net has some posts on that, and I'll put a link to the Paragon system in the description as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how these changes affect the game. The Paragon system, I think, is going to solve a lot of problems with this grind. One of the things they point out is sometimes you grind for 4 or 8 hours and you have nothing to show for it. Sometimes you even lose money because you died and didn't get any items that were worth selling. But this should solve it. You'll always have something to show for your long grinding sessions. I know a lot of people with a lot of Magic Find gear are kind of upset about that, and Magic Find gear has just plummeted on the auction house right now. It's gotten a lot cheaper. I think it'll bounce back a little bit and then maybe die off slowly as people approach that 300 mark. And again, Blizzard said they want to get rid of Magic Find on items altogether. But I think for the most part it's a good thing. And as for the critical mass nerf, I still plan on using critical mass. I think it's going to be a viable build, and I think Blizzard's moving in the right direction, making it so there's more viable builds, not just 1 or 2 super overpowered ones. So let me know what you guys think about the patch notes in the description, and I'm excited to see how all this works out. I'm excited to see if Ruby's in the Helm, the bonus experience will apply to Paragon levels and a couple other things. So I'll make another video in a couple days letting you know my first impressions of 1.0.4. So look for that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do that. We're doing a huge giveaway, like a huge giveaway once we have 5,000 subscribers. Grand prize, any money on the Real Money Auction House, and we're also giving out like 100 million gold. So please subscribe and come on over to Twitch sometime. I'll leave a link to that. I live stream on there 8 hours every day. In fact, I'm about to go live stream right now. So hope to see you over on Twitch, and thank you guys for watching. I'll have another video for you soon.